on Wake Up is really, really good. So we just set him to block everything. And hold on. All right. No, I don't want recorded set 1. I want him to reverse. Right. So we set him up as a get up reversal. Because his down 1 is fucking bullshit, we're gonna do standing 2. It's A-frames. Alright, it's an A-frame high. We're just looking to fucking do what the fuck? That's not it. Damn it. Custom reversal. Alright, standing 1. Alright. So, we hit him. Right, hold on. Block mode. All reversal mode. Custom reversal. There it is, right? So this is why you do forward 4 on Wake Up, right? So we knock him down, whatever. Knock him down, doesn't matter. The only thing that it's going to blow up forward 4 on Wake Up is up 3s. Up 3s. But if you read a up 3, you just be back here, right? But if you don't read a up 3, right, you do forward 4 and then the mix-up, right? So you have orbital hat. So you do forward 4, orbital hat, right? But if you just do forward 4, you can get the flawless block, right? Or you can do forward 4 orbital hat and then get the flawless block, right? Forward 4 orbital hat. Bam! Dude, and then you have the double burn, which is fucking stupid, right? But so forward 4, if they block and they decide to press, you have 2 flawless block setups off of that, right? You can go for the orbital hat, right? And if they press, they get hit with orbital hat. You can go for a flawless block. If they press after the orbital hat, then they still get launched. And once they stop pressing, right, once you start blowing them up for pressing, right, then you do this shit, right? You do that. And you go forward 4, right, and then forward 4. So, like, what you could do is back up. You could do forward 4, jump back and dive kick, right? Okay, jump back, dash, and forward 4, right? That's really, really good. But also, if you look at Wake Up, right? So let's turn off all of this shit, right? We're gonna turn off his shit. Turn off that, right? And we're gonna do Wake Up, and he's just gonna get up, and he's gonna get up delay, right? Delayed. No get up attack. Get up mode off. Okay. So delayed Wake Up, right? Hold on. I still have him set to block. Stop the blocking. Okay. Get up mode. Okay, there we go. Right, he's going to delay. That was a stupid face. Right? So if they delay, right, and then we'll have them to, you know, whatever, right? If they delay, let me knock them down. Let me knock them down. If they delay, they get cut with whipped with that. If they delay, it's timed to where the first hit will whiff, and the second hit will hit, and the second hit juggles, and the orbital hat hits, and it hit confirms, right? So, like, you knock them down, you go in, and that's like an easy fucking hit confirm. So, even if they delay, right, if they do a up 2, that shit just gets blown up, right? If they do an up 2, get up attack, which one is it? It's axe swipe, right? Axe swipe, and we'll turn off delay, right? So we knock him down, he does the axe swipe, okay? So we knock him down, right? You see? Up 2s, everything. Up 2, delay, watch if he rolls. Watch if he rolls, dude. I've even checked it on roll. Watch, get up, attack, what is it? Fucking forward roll, right? So you knock him down. Hold up. Then you knock him down. Far away, dude. He's too far away. You can't do nothing, right? And it's an option select. So you do the forward 4 and the orbital hat, but if it doesn't make any contact, they get nothing. They get nothing, right? And it's safe. It's safe. Do that. He's too far away, right? I mean, like, maybe he could do a slide or something, but the ability for them to punish you is kind of minuscule. And then even then, you can just do short hop, right? So I'll knock him down. I'll do a short hop and then orbital hat. So, like, if they're going to roll, like, even if they roll, you're still kind of safe because he moves forward enough. Like, you can punish it, but it's very specific, and it's not going to be big damage. It's not like they're going to, because I don't even think he's at range to do forward 2, right? Let me see. Let me knock him down. Right, I'll do this. Okay, now I'm going to switch sides. Right. Oh, he actually is in range to do a forward 2, but it's slow enough. It's slow enough, so let me record Kung Lao doing that shit, right? Hold on. Let me record that again, right? Let me fucking not fuck up my shit, right? Let me knock him down. Dash What was I gonna do? I was gonna do something. Let me roll. He's not rolling. He's just the same fucking button. See? Hold on. See, it's not saying punish. It's not saying punish. When you even set him to block, right? That's how you really test it. You do that, right? Block. Right? So he's going to knock you down. I'm going to roll. Can't get it. Hold up. Why are you not blocking? Oh, it's because I'm okay. I know what I'm doing. You should be blocking immediately. Right? There we go. You see? Even off of back one, right? Oh, let me not fuck it up. Let me not get delayed. Oh, I did. Oh, fuck it. I got bamboozled. He keeps delaying. He keeps delaying because I'm hitting it too early. So back one will punish it. But it's generally pretty safe. It's like up threes are pretty much all that's going to stop it. And then certain like neutral jump timings. But because you're doing it so like weird, like because it's so slow, right? Because it's just covering that hitbox area for such a long amount of time. And if they press, you can flawless block. There's so many options you can do off of the forward 4 on Wake Up. And the other thing, right? The other thing that's really cool to do with forward 4 is to use it as a whiff punish, right? So what I'll do with forward 4, like say, you know, we'll set Sub-Zero to fucking do his normal shit, right? Oh shit, we have it set to fucking get up reversal, right? Record, option 1, right? So we're gonna do that shit, right? So we can back up, and go for the whiff punish. Right? Range. See how that works? You just get to the range. So like I'll whiff forward 4s from like way the fuck out here, you know? I just gotta do it later. Right? Whiff it from way out here. So when you're playing the neutral with Kung Lao, man, you should be doing forward 4 like way back here. I wasn't doing it just because I was trying to like zone you. Because I'm like kind of tired. I'm kind of tired, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna fucking lame him out and zone him. I don't want to react to none of this because he's just mashing. But when you're playing the neutral, you should be doing forward 4. Forward 4 at this range, that shit is godlike. Dude, this shit catches fucking Kotal Khans. This shit catches fucking like if Kotal Khan does his forward 2 bullshit, right? Because, you know, Kotal Khan will be like over here and he'll do his forward 2 bullshit. And like, yeah, if you want to swag on him, you can do the flawless block, right? Because they're always going to forward 2 at this range. At this range, Kotal Khan will always do it. Always, always. They will never not, right? So you can fish for the flawless block if you've got a feel for his timing. But really what you can do is just back walk and then do that, right? And I'll just do this, right? And then I'll do that. And it moves me a little bit further. It moves me a little bit closer every time I do it. But every time I do it, my feet are like a shield in front of me, right? They're like a shield. If he presses, right? If I back up and do that, and then back up and do that, if he does anything, right? Any advancing move, and it's going to get clipped by forward 4, and then he's going to go take him for a ride because I can option select, right? You look at my inputs. I did forward 4 and the down back 1 for the orbital hat. So I can safe option select, right? Because if this is blocked, you know, what is orbital hat on block? -5 or some shit, right? -4. -4 on block. So like I just do forward 4 into orbital hat in the nooch as a whiff punish, and that shit catches Aaron Blacks that try to do the fucking dumbass drop kick shit, dude. If you just spam that shit, they'll get caught every time. Every time you just do forward 4 in the nooch. Because people think about whiff punishing as like a long range thing, right? Like they think of like this as a whiff punish, right? Oh, it's got range. I'm gonna catch him, right, on the backdash, but that's not a whiff punish. If you're catching them on a backdash when they're running, that's not a whiff punish. That's a backdash punish. That's a movement check, right? A whiff punish means they are coming towards you to attack you in your space. So you actually want your whiff punish to have really, really short range, right? Something like this. Because if I'm over here, right, and he is coming towards me to attack me, boom. he's going to walk into my feet. And that forward 4 is what? 14 frame startup, right? It's unseeable. You can't see that shit. 14 frame startup. So you just, right? Just do that shit in the neutral. Do 4. I'm telling you, you need to use forward 4 more often. That needs to be your go-to fucking button. Like as a Kung Lao, people look at Kung Lao, right? They get the wrong impression, right? They see this shit, right? 10 frame mid. And that's it. That's the only thing Kung Lao has that's fast, right? This shit, right? It looks like it's fast, but it's just a fast animation. This is a slow-ass move. Standing 2 starts up in 8 frames. You don't even get to the fucking tiny punches until, what, 26 frames or whatever? How long? 13 frames to get to the standing 2. Or the 2-1, right? So you're looking at like 20 frames to get to those tiny punches. So you got to think of Kung Lao as the slowest character in the game. That's how I think of Kung Lao. I don't think of Kung Lao as fast. I think of him as slow. Very, very slow. He's like the Zangief of Mortal Kombat. Because all of his frame data is very, very slow. Look at his jump. Like, the only thing about his movement that's fast is he has one of the fastest jumps. But even that's still kind of slow. And a jump is like, you know, his jump is faster than his walk. But his walk is like, it's kind of ass. And his wave dash just doesn't exist, right? And we don't do this. We don't look at wave dash with Kung Lao. We don't even, that's why my wave dash is so ass, is because I don't even practice it. Back dash doesn't even exist, right? Look at that, how long it takes before he fucking moves. Look at this back dash. It's garbage, right? Jump back, jump 4, up, jump 4. This is how Kung Lao whiff punish. If you're gonna whiff punish, you either hold your ground, do forward 4 to catch them, or you neutral jump. Because that's the only way Kung Lao can get out of space to get the whiff punish, or to hit you preemptively, right? Hit you preemptively with the whiff punish. But like other than that, man, like Kung Lao, he's the slowest character in the game. And I think people, they have that backwards, and that's why people struggle with Kung Lao. That's why they play really mashy. Every Kung Lao, right? They just do this shit. And you know, right? Once I said, dude, if you keep doing that shit, I'm gonna get annoyed. And then like, yeah, dude, fuck you. Do that. Like, I'll just go for that if I know you're gonna mash. I don't even need to spend the bar. I'll just do a fucking spin, right? So Kung Laos, they do this shit. Blah, blah, blah. And they think that he's a fast character. But, like, honestly, he's not a fast character. He's a very slow character. All of that fast shit, all of this shit, is to force a block so that way you can do your strike throw. That's why when we were playing, I just let you grab me. Because I don't give a fuck, dude. I'll let Kung Lao grab me. You weren't throw looping me. You notice how, like, once I started winning on you, it was because I was, like, throw looping you. Like, as I was like, if you're going to block, right, I'm going to throw loop you. And I'm going to force you to fucking eat this grab over and over and over until you stop blocking. Because what I want to do, and what I eventually ended up getting, is this. Right? Because if you're blocking in the neutral and I do this, right, that's 31% that you get just for fucking looking for grabs. So, like, I'm going to grab you. I'm going to grab, I'm going to grab, I'm going to grab, I'm going to grab, I'm going to grab. But that's mostly, like, long set play. I think long term. I think about in the long set. But you should be using forward 4 at any opportunity. If you get in close, this is not the way, dude. This is not the way. This is the way shit. Look at that shit, dude. This shit whiffs on block on so many fucking characters. You know this is a liability. That move will just get you killed. This is unsafe, right? That's why I have this. Because the Amplify hat, right? The Amplify hat is -10, but there's pushback, so it's very hard to punish. Not many people can punish unless I do it point blank in the corner. Very hard to punish the double burn. So, like, forward 1-3 just doesn't exist in my opinion. I'll do forward 1-3 if I have bar or, like, fatal blow to check you or something like that. But I think of this move as a nuclear weapon. And my primary offense is this. And, like, literally that's what Foxy Grandpa did. When he was putting in work with Lao, all he did was this. That and grab. And he just alternated between those two. And that's like the intermediate level of Kung Lao. Because, I mean, obviously you do that to check. You use this to catch back dashes. You know, you do this to fucking anti-zone. That's a safe approach. Push the flawless block, blah, 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 blah. But pretty much you need to be singularly focused with Kung Lao. Especially if you're going to play Orbital Hat. You look for an opportunity to land forward 4, and then everything else is just supplementary to that, right? You want to land forward 4, and everything else is just stuff that you plug in to create that opportunity for forward 4. Especially with Orbital Hat. If you don't have Orbital Hat, like if you're Z-Hat build, then like you have to be damn good at this hit confirm. Like you have to fucking hit confirm that like a G. Let's see. You can even flawless block, then just don't jump over it. I don't understand what you're saying there. You have to use Lotus Fist different. I've been playing Stance and Wiggle Hat. Stance is good. I was fucking with it. But what I'm saying is don't drop Orbital Hat and don't get the double burn. The double burn is a fucking crutch. If you think that they're going to press, then work on flawless block. Because you can flawless block off of this shit, right? Off of Orbital Hat. It's so easy to flawless block, and I can get it off of, on characters that this doesn't whiff, right? On characters where that doesn't whiff, you can get flawless blocks on that, right? Or I'll do this one, right? I'll do this, and then flawless block up too, right? Anytime you do an orbital hat, because remember, orbital hat is -4. Dude, that's flawless block territory. So every time I do an orbital hat, I'll flawless block. And if they pressed, I get a launch. If they didn't press, then all I did was block so I don't spend my bar and be left helpless. Like you were constantly helpless. It was like, fuck, dude. Like as soon as you did one burn, it was like, fuck, I have nothing. I can't protect myself. I have nothing to protect myself. But if you just do the single, that's why I'm saying that this build that I have, Orbiting Hat with Possessed Hat, it covers all the options. Because I have Orbital Hat to do the gimmick, right? If I want to, I can steal turns and just be cheap as fuck. But if I want to use other strings like forward 1-3, I can use the Amplify Possessed Hat to make that safe. But like I don't have to lose all of my bar to steal a turn again because flawless block is a mechanic. And you know how to flawless block. You're already good at it. The person in chat who I'm talking to, right? You're already good at flawless block. So drop that Lotus Fist shit. Drop Omega Hat. It's a liability because it costs you bar on block. Flawless block is free on block. If they don't do nothing, it's free. Orbital Hat, Omega Hat is expensive. And use forward 4 more. I'm going to put this on YouTube. This would be my first intermediate guide for Kung Lao, right? Because I got all these beginner guides. But it's tough for me to find topics for intermediate guides because there's a lot of information that, like with beginner guides, it's like, yeah, dude, just do these like 5 moves. You're good to go. But with an intermediate guide, it's like, I just spent 15, 17 minutes talking about why forward 4 is Kung Lao's best move. You know, like, it gets a little iffy there. You want people to block? Yeah, but dude, you get them to block because this shit hurts. Right? Hold on, how much is that? Fuck it up. Right? That's 315 damage, 31%. Off of a touch, off of them looking for grabs, right? The idea, Kung Lao's grab game is so strong because his damage is so high. You use grabs to get them to be scared, right? That's why everything he has is unsafe. Everything he has is unsafe because the way to beat Kung Lao is to block. And Kung Lao's way to defeat your blocking is to grab you. And that's the trap. That's the trap. That's why I say you just take the fucking grab, man. Take the grab. Because if I get hit with that grab, whatever, dude, you grab me 10 times. I don't fucking care. You gotta grab me 10 times to kill me. But that combo, dude, 2 of those, and I'm not gonna come back very easily. Like 2 of those, and it's gonna be an uphill battle. That's why you always want them to block. You always just do that shit. And the whole idea, what makes Orbital Hat cheap, is that it's safe. The way to beat Kung Lao is block. You go on any forum, anywhere, right? You go on Reddit, Twitter, everywhere where Mortal Kombat is talked about. How do I beat Kung Lao? The pervading opinion is, yeah, you just block, dude. Just block his shit and he dies, right? But Orbital Hat changes that because you do Orbital Hat and I'm safe. You can't punish me. And if you think you're going to press, I can flawless block. That's why forward 4 is so cheap. That's why Orbital Hat is so cheap. Orbital Hat isn't for stealing turns. Orbital Hat, if you're trying to play Kung Lao at like a high level, Orbital Hat is a conditioning tool. Like, yeah, it does launch. It's a fucking guaranteed unbreakable launcher, and it's a really good move. But for the most part, it's to mitigate Kung Lao's biggest weakness, right? Because you think about a character, every character is balanced a certain way. If they're very strong here, they have this weakness. So Kung Lao is very strong in that he can just mash buttons in your face, right? And like he fucking hits hard. But his weakness is if you block him, he dies. But what if we took away Kung Lao's weakness, right? What if I took away Kung Lao's unsafeness, right? And you can no longer just kill me for blocking me, right? That's why Orbital Hat is cheap. Imagine if Cetrion had a move that made her do 20% more damage to where she hits just as much, like she does as much damage as Kung Lao, right? What if Cetrion had a move that let her hit for as hard as Kung Lao. She'd be cheap because her biggest weakness is that she doesn't hit hard, right? She can run, she can zone, she can pressure, but she doesn't do a whole lot of damage, right? But her weakness, that's her weakness. You take that away, she becomes cheap. It's the same thing with Kung Lao, right? His weakness is he's unsafe. You take away the unsafetiness and he just becomes a nightmare to fucking fight because they can't open you up. If your defense is really good, and that's why I say if you're going to use orbital hat, you have to have defense and you have to have neutral, because if your defense is good, they can never open you up because you're never going to overextend, right? I'm never going to do this shit and get fucking punished, right? Even this thing, right? 4-2-1. Everybody loves to use that because it's his best, like, advancing mid, right? It's got the best range, but you look, that's -8. Sub-Zero punishes that. Sub-Zero punishes that. A lot of characters punish that. But I could use this whenever I want because I'm safe. So now my biggest weakness is that I don't have range, right? I can't do anything here except for this slow shit. But now I have this move, and there's nothing you can do about it. What was weak about that move was that you could punish that. I removed that. That move is now cheap. That move now you have to hold. That's how you play Kung Lao at an intermediate level. Like, comment, and subscribe, right?